Thank you everyone for hopping on the call tonight. Tonight I'm really excited because we have Heather OField, or O'Houlihan, on Facebook. And she really is one of the busiest coaches that I know, and she has been since the day that she signed up. And she put off coaching for a long time because she was so busy. But she's been able to build a diamond business while having this insanely crazy schedule. So before I let her go, I'm just going to share my screen with you and have you guys look quickly at the March 2016 calendar. If you haven't already looked at this calendar is just to help you guys with some ideas on goals that you might want to set for yourself, as well as ideas on just what to post. So you can see like inspiration post, Transformation Tuesday. Hopefully you guys can lock in Success Club 5 or greater by the 15th and then spend the rest of the month on coaching. So take a look at this, and if you ever are confused on what to do that day, so tomorrow's Friday, focus on 5 to 10 follow-ups. So this can help you out. And also your daily focus should be on your power hour. And Heather may or may not talk about this, but your power hour is so important. And that needs to be an efficient, focused, targeted hour that you can work the business and you can become successful in that. So if you need any help with a power hour, just click that link right here. And then lastly, we have lots of challenge packs on sale this month. We have 22-minute hardcore, which is the newest workout. It's $140 in the challenge pack. And I just updated the description that I've been sending to people when people say, what is 22-minute hardcore? And that is also on our Team Supercharged page. 22-minute hardcore kickstart. Hold on one second, sorry. Okay, so 22-minute kickstart comes with the 3-day refresh, and that's $180. I didn't include that on here. 3-day refresh is $140. Love the 3-day refresh. If you guys haven't done it, I highly recommend you do, because not only is it amazing, but since it's so quick, you see quick results, and a lot of people hop on board when you can show progress in 3 days. And so especially if you're pushing towards Success Club at the end of the month, then perfect time to do the 3-day refresh. And then PIO for $140 and PIO Kickstart for $180. Heather saw insanely awesome results with PIO. She showed off her abs for sure with that one. Okay, so now Heather, I'll unmute you because I muted everyone. There we go. So Heather, you can introduce yourself, share your story, and then get right into your time management tips.
All right. Hello, everyone. I'm Heather OField, or O'Houlihan on Facebook, so my patients don't find me. And I guess I'll just go ahead and talk about like who I am as a coach. So I signed up as a coach back in July of 2014. I'm now a diamond coach, but it was a very, very slow road to diamond for me, mostly because of my busy schedule. And I am now a medical doctor as of last week. Woo! I went to Ross University School of Medicine. For those that don't know, that's a Caribbean med school. So for the first 16 months of my medical school career, I was down on the third world country of Dominica in the Caribbean. It's absolutely gorgeous if you want to go, though. It's where they filmed Pirates of the Caribbean. And then after being there, I went to Miramar, Florida for 9 weeks to do like a preclinical course that they have for us. And this was the first time that Sam contacted me. It was pretty much the first week I got back from Dominica. And I went into one of her challenge groups. I was the skeptical one that didn't get Shakeology and thought I could do it on my own. And then after Miramar, I went to Atlanta, Georgia for around 15 months. I did my entire third year there and a few of the starting rotations during my fourth year. And during my first rotation, which was OBGYN, Sam contacted me about possibly coaching. I told her no. She contacted me like a month later, and I'm pretty sure I said no then. And then finally, after I finished my OBGYN rotation, and I think I was in my psychiatry rotation, I finally gave in, and I said I was going to coach. I signed up with PIO, and I haven't looked back since. I originally signed up as a discount coach, mostly because I wanted the discount on Shakeology. But then after I started really seeing the diseases that I could help prevent in clinic, I decided to hop on board as a full-time coach. And so pretty much since, I guess like October, November of 2014, I decided that I was going to be a full-time coach. So after being in Atlanta for 15 months, I went down to Miami for a month, then back to Atlanta for a month, then back down to Miami for a month, then to Chattanooga, Tennessee for 6 weeks, then to Orlando, Florida for a month, and then finally ended my medical school career in Miami. So without even taking into consideration my busy schedule, I had a busy moving schedule, just so that way I could do my rotations. But part of being a medical student is that you have tons of hours of studying. I had to take a bunch of exams, not only my licensing exams, but also exams that go with each of my rotations. And then just the hours of being in clinicals itself. So when I did my surgery rotation, I was there from 4:30 in the morning until whenever they let me go at night. So saying that you have no time is literally not an excuse in my book. I've also been married since August 24th of 2014 to my amazing husband. And I am a fur baby mom to a 4-year-old Chiweenie named Barney, and he's absolutely adorable. So like I kind of touched on, I became a coach. I started off as a discount coach. I was the skeptical one. I didn't really think that I needed Shakeology, but it came with my challenge pack, so I tried it, and I loved it. And like I said, doing my clinicals really helped me see the diseases that I could help to prevent by being a coach. So all the obesity-related diseases like high blood pressure, diabetes, all of that fun stuff. Being a medical student, I also had a lot of student debt. Right now, I'm sitting at $430,000 of student loan debt. So being a coach helps me to make at least a little bit of money that I can hopefully start chipping away at that sometime soon. And now my focus has shifted away from, I guess not shifted, but it's kind of added my why of helping others to feel confident. And so kind of getting into my tips for success, the things that I did for myself was that I had to really go through kind of like trial and error, finding out what worked for me. And then I modified it as needed. So each of my rotations were 4 to 12 weeks, and each of those has a different schedule. So I was changing my schedule in my routine every 4 weeks pretty much. So it took a lot, but I pretty much found what works for me. And the number one thing I would say is know when you can work. So for me, most of the mine was going to happen before I went to work, rotations, but indentured servitude. So before I went to indentured servitude, I would wake up super early, at least an hour and a half to 2 hours before I had to be wherever I needed to be. I would get my workout done. I would drink my Shakeology. I would check into my challenge groups. I would check into my team pages, and I would check my coach online office. And during this time, I would also make my morning post, which is typically a motivational post. So my power hour wasn't necessarily one full hour that I worked. It was a bunch of little chunks throughout the day that I strictly focused on my business and not scrolling through Facebook. So first thing in the morning, like I said, that was the majority of my time. That was probably like a half hour after working out that I just strictly focused on my business. The next time that I would work would be during lunchtime, which could be like a half hour. And during this time, I would add new friends on Facebook and Instagram. I would send out invites and messages to either potential customers, people that were interested in my challenge groups, or just hey girls. During lunch, I would also put out another post, and if I had time, I would read my personal development or listen to my personal development, which was most of the time easier than bringing a book. And then the next time that I actually worked my business was when I got home, and I would make sure that I posted between 7 to 9 p.m. That was typically my challenge group post or my coaching post. And I would, again, check into my challenge groups, making sure that everything was running smoothly and making sure that I answered any questions. My next tip is make sure that you're consistent. Once you find something that works for you, continue to do that same thing every single day to make it into a habit. So every single day, I added 5 new people to my network. Every single day, I sent out at least 5 messages to either challengers, potential coaches, or like I said, just hey girls. And I would also follow up with my challengers. So the ones that are in my challenge groups, I would talk to each of them at least once a week, making sure that they're not having any problems with their fitness program, seeing if they're liking Shakeology. And then that third week, which I only do 21-day groups. So during that last week is when I would remind them that their Shakeology is going to be shipped out the next week, ask if they wanted to modify it, cancel it, or if they wanted a discount on it. And that way, if they hadn't already signed up as a discount coach, then they could go ahead and do it at that time to help me grow my business. Another thing, let your timeline be a sneak peek into coaching in itself. Now, mine is more of a sneak peek into being a medical student and coaching as a hobby, but I do kind of show that I have a lot of debt, and that that being a coach helps me afford the things that we need on a regular basis. So my last student loan disbursement was back in October of 2015, and that needs to last me until the end of July 2016. So literally just living off of Beachbody now. So that will, all of my posts from now on are how Beachbody is letting me live my life. But also, so with your timeline, make sure you're posting. I know we hear it all the time. It probably sounds like a broken record, but post 3 to 5 times a day. But don't make each of those posts about Beachbody, because then you sound like a Beachbody robot and nobody wants to listen to that. They see your face come up and they're like, oh, another Beachbody post, and they just scroll past it. So I would say make your workout post and then do either a challenge group post or a coaching post, and kind of like switch either like your workout post with a Shakeology post. So that's like 2 a day. And then everything else can be like a family post, a motivational post, even like what you're doing right now. Like say you're like me just a minute ago watching Keeping Up with the Kardashians. Like just, it can be something boring, but you're showing what you're doing and people want to see the real you. So that's my next tip. Be real and be you. One of the most successful coaches in the business is Amy Silverman, because she does exactly that. She is herself unapologetically, and she is like my idol right now. And if you have no idea like what to post and when to post, Raina did this group a while ago. It was called like, I don't know what to post. And it came out with an amazing posting schedule that I have available on my team page. And I know we have it available on Team Supercharged as well. And then this last tip for things I did for myself, I'm still working on, but set limits and kind of try to do this as a new coach. Because if you're glued to your phone 24/7, then you're not living a free life like you got into Beachbody to do, right? I mean, I didn't get into Beachbody to be glued to my phone 24/7. And also going along with this, invest your time in your coaches that prove to you that they want to do this. So most of the time we spend 80% of our time with the bottom 20% of our coaches. We're holding their hand, we're telling them exactly what to post and when to post. And after reading, which one was it? After reading a personal development book, I realized that I should be spending 80% of my time with my top 20% of coaches. So the ones that consistently post, the ones that consistently show me that they want to be a Beachbody coach. And this has truly saved my sanity. So yes, I will get my coaches started right with a Getting Started Right call. I will get them in the Fit Boss Academy. And if they are completely silent throughout all of it, then I ask them if this is what they really want to do. And if they say, oh, I don't know right now, then I stop holding their hand. And that just lets me focus on the people that actually want this. So try doing that. Things I did for my team. I always made sure that I answered questions on the team pages. And I also tried to always set an example by hitting Success Club 5 and following my own advice. Like I said, I'm still trying to follow the advice on setting limits. I also made sure that I recognized their successes. So if a coach did an amazing post that I thought was really inspirational, or she just worded something amazing, then I would share it to our team page. and show the rest of the team, hey, this is a really great way of saying this, or this is a really good post because, and I would congratulate them on doing it. I also made sure, it's kind of just a little thing, but if they hit Success Club 5, then I send them a $5 Starbucks gift card each month. If they hit Success Club 10, then they get $10 to Starbucks. So it's not a lot, but it's a little incentive and it gives them a little caffeine. And let's see, I also encourage them. So like I said, if they're doing really well, then I go ahead and post. I either make a post on our page or I privately message them and let them know, hey, you're doing awesome. I just wanted to recognize that. Like I said, I also start them up for success. So I send them the welcome email, and in it, it has the coaching webinars. And at the end of one of the coaching webinars, it says, schedule a getting started right call with me. So far, only one coach has taken that advice and done the getting started right call. But that shows me that she wants to do this. I also put all of my new coaches in the Fit Boss Academy, and I also put all of my new coaches in the Emerald Academy because I tell them that that should be one of their first goals. What I really focused on once I kind of set my mind to hitting Diamond was that I focused on recruiting not only challengers but coaches. So I did the avatar training that we had, like, I guess a couple of months ago, maybe a month ago. And that made me really focus on who I wanted to target. I wanted to target people that are like me, right? Because that's who I'm going to get along with. I probably won't get the same story. I probably won't really fit with someone who's like 60 and has 2 grandkids, because that's not me. So once I focused on who my ideal challenger was, then I made all of my posts to that person. And it's actually really helped a lot. I also focused on making my challenge groups fun. So with my free group, I give them the incentive of inviting the most people, and they'll get like a little prize in the mail. Most of the time it'll just be like a headband. So it's not like I went out of my way and spent like $50 on this prize. But if they invite the most amount of people, then they get a prize. And that also helps me build my network because they just invited all of these referrals. And same thing with my paid challenge groups, the ones that participate the most, at the end of the 21 days, they'll get a little prize in the mail too. So it gives them a little bit of incentive, and it makes it kind of like a friendly competition, which makes it more fun, at least I think. And I also focused on posting. Posting was a big thing. Even if it was just 3 times a day, the bare minimum, then I made sure that I got it done. And so I know I'm kind of like rambling, but what really motivated me, especially in my push to Diamond that started really in January of this year, I messaged Sam and said, I'm going to hit Diamond by this day. And she held me to it. But what motivated me to do that was, like I said, money's running out. I got my last student loan disbursement in October, so Beachbody is my full-time income now. And I won't be getting paid until July, so I really need to make an income. So that really lit a fire under my butt. I also wanted to really focus on living a healthy life for me and my challengers. I really wanted to help the most amount of people that I could. And I kept seeing all of the success stories of everyone on our team and coaches throughout the Beachbody company. And I was just sitting there and I was thinking, why can't that be me? If I just put the time and the effort into it, then that can be me. And I'm the only one that's holding me back. So even though I had a super busy schedule, I just made sure that I made little sacrifices. No one wants to get up at 3 a.m. to work out, but you know what? I did it. No one wants to stay up super late to like make that last message or answer that last question, but I did most of the time. So it was just those little sacrifices that I made that really paid off in the end. So I think that's pretty much it.
The only thing I have near me is this tiny little Post-it, and I have like scribbles everywhere. It's like totally filled. I mean, so one of the things that I liked is that you talked about money being a motivation. And I think that so often coaches are kind of pressured to hide that. Like we don't want the money. We only want to help people. And although we do want to help people, money is a motivator. And all of us can use more money to pay off bills, to pay off student loans, to go on family vacation. So I think that as long as it's not your only intention to just make as much money as possible, but that money can definitely be one of your inspirations, as long as you know that it's just not going to come. You have to make sacrifices and put in the effort in order to achieve it. It's,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, like I used to be so afraid to say that I wanted to make money in this company, but just before this call, I did a post about it, because it's like, yeah, you do want to make money. Everyone wants to make money at least a little bit when they this organization. So let's see here. So one thing I wanted to highlight too is that so Heather mentioned that this past January is when she really was like, a new fire was lit under her butt and she was determined to reach her goals. But before that, she had a pretty solid team of discount coaches. And she mentioned that you talk to your coaches every week, clients every week. And
Mm-hmm.
I think that having that relationship and checking in with them and being real with them and like sharing struggles or tips or whatever they need on a weekly basis is what kept them as discount coaches for so long. Because there were times when Heather needed to like completely unplug for a while. I think she took like a hiatus for a month or something, right?
I took a hiatus during all of interview season. So it was like right around Thanksgiving until the beginning of January. So yeah, about a month and a half.
And throughout that month and a half, all of the coaches that she had stayed active. And I think it's because she focused so much on making sure they loved the products, they loved the results, they're loving what they're doing, not just signing up a discount coach to get a discount coach. She actually cared and like kept talking to them about it. But also another point is she did make that, like, what eventually got her to Diamond is that mental switch and physical switch to recruiting actual coaches. You can't get to Diamond and be a strong Diamond and expect that income to come with discount coaches. It's kind of a hard realization because it's much easier to get discount coaches, but that's not where the money is at. That's not where a strong Diamond is at. So you definitely need to step out of your comfort zone and actively recruit and ask coaches to be on your team.
And even just going along with that, I've had some people like me, and I've had people like this on my team as well that started off as discount coaches and then later wanted to become coaches. So just because they originally start off as a discount coach, don't just brush them off and never mention real coaching to them. Mm-hmm. So I normally check with them like maybe once a month, and because they are part of my team page, so they see the coaching posts and I'm like, hey, not sure. I know that this isn't something that you wanted to do in the past, but just throwing it out there, would you want to consider coaching? If they say no or like absolutely no, then I don't ask them about it again for a little while. But if they're like, well, I have been throwing it around, then I could have a more serious conversation with them about what coaching is, get them into Fit Boss Academy if that's something that they want to do. So don't just completely discredit them as an actual coach.
That's an amazing tip, because for so long I was doing that. I was like, great, I signed them up as a discount. They told me that they don't want to coach already. They just want the discounts. And I left it at that. And luckily, some of them have become really awesome coaches. But I had that same realization. I was like, oh, well, if I just treat them like a client almost and check in with them and be like, you're doing awesome. Do you want to learn more about the actual business side? Then, people just need to be asked. Like, people might already be thinking it. And if you don't ask them, then that's a complete missed opportunity because they're already on your team.
Exactly. And what's the worst they're going to say? No.
Right.
That's it.
Yeah.
And then I see we have a question in the chat from Brittany. Okay. It says, if you don't mind, repeat what you said about the challenge group contest. Okay. So for my free challenge groups, I do a contest with inviting the most people prior to starting. And I typically give them a headband if they do that correct, like if they get the most amount of people. And then for my paid challenge groups, so the ones where they needed to actually get a challenge pack or Shakeology, then I have them participate throughout the entire thing. So I think I have them every day. They have to tell me what food they had. They have to participate in whatever challenge that I gave for that day. So like say it was Motivational Monday and they posted like a motivational photo. That counts. And then they also have to post a sweaty selfie into the group. So, and I count each of those as like 1 point or 5 points if I want to make it seem like we have a lot of points. and I have them update that every week. And so like throughout it, I'm like, oh, so-and-so is in the lead with however many points, make sure that you're participating. And that makes them participate a little bit more. And then I just give them like a fun prize at the end. For a while I was doing Shakeology shakers, but a lot of people are now doing 21-day fix, so they already have them. So coming up with something, I mean, it doesn't have to be anything like huge, but just a little gift, just showing them that you appreciate them participating.
And how often do you do those free groups?
I do a free group to start my month every month.
Nice. And do you do it in the same group, or do you create a new group every month for it?
I create a new group every month for it, mostly because I tend to switch what we're doing. So sometimes one month it'll be like a squat challenge. One month it'll be like a clean eating challenge. I think this month is a clean eating challenge. Mm-hmm. Sometimes it'll be like workouts in clean eating. So it's kind of like a mini challenge group. So I just switch it up.
Nice. Let's see. I loved your tips of recognizing successes as well. In one of the books I read, I think it was People Follow You. A tip was recognize what you want repeated. So just like Heather said, if you have a coach that has a really great post and you want her to post more of that, recognize her for it. And what I like to do is too, if you know someone is working hard and maybe they don't have any Success Club points, but they have such a solid intention of helping people and you know that they're inviting, recognize them for that. There's no, it's not yet, it's like the compound effect, right? So you keep doing these things and eventually it will pay off. And so you can recognize them for that. Mm-hmm. Not only those people that are always at Success Club or always your rock star coaches.
Yeah, and I have to say the majority of the posts that I share on my page or that I recognize on my page are the people that I know are having like a really like busy or a very tough month, but they're still consistently going every day and doing a post. So, I mean, a lot of the people on my team are either medical students or in like the medical profession. So we're all busy. So I really appreciate that they're putting the time and the energy into this. So I like to recognize them for that.
Nice. All right. I mean, I have a lot more notes that you took. I don't want to repeat exactly what you said, but I thought that was awesome. Does anyone else have any questions for Heather? You can unmute yourself or type it in the chat, and I'll go check our Team Supercharged page as well.
Hi guys, this is Brittany. Can y'all hear me?
Hey Brittany, yeah.
Okay, my question is, why would I post a challenge like in a group as opposed to just posting it on my timeline? Or like, what's the difference, or like, what's the benefit? Does that make sense?
So I do it in my group because those are the people that I'm putting my time and energy into right now. Like sometimes I'll put little challenges on my timeline, like say it's Thirsty Thursday and I challenge everyone to drink like a gallon of water. But am I really going to get a whole lot of participation out of that? Probably not. So if I go ahead and I do something like that in my challenge group, those are the people that have either paid to be there or the ones that have like RSVP'd saying that this is something that they're interested in. So those are the ones that are actually going to participate and that I'm going to get the most engagement out of, if that makes sense.
So you're basically saying for the post that you post on your timeline, it's just kind of like a net to like get people to the challenge group or
It's kind of like a sneak peek into what we do in a challenge group. I haven't really I don't know about you, Sam, but I haven't gotten like a whole lot of success out of posting mini challenges like that on my timeline at all. So yeah, to me, it's kind of like a time sucker and a time waster. So I don't do it.
So like, how do you know who to add to like a group?
Okay, so for my free, I make events. I do it through my like page, Heather's Healthy Hints, or you can do it just on Facebook itself. So I make an event. I invite people to that event like I would for a challenge group. And I also do that for my free group. And then the ones that either say, for my free group, the ones that either say that they're going or they're interested, those are the ones that are placed into the actual group itself.
So like if I were to do, like I would make a post or whatever saying like I was doing a squat challenge, and then based on the people who were interested, I would add them to the group and then actually do the squat challenge.
Yeah, and on Facebook, if you look over, I think it's like on the left side, it says events. You can add an event. And so I make my event, like I make sure it's in big letters. It says free challenge, like free fitness challenge or free squat challenge, free clean eating challenge. And then I go ahead and I invite my friends and family to that. And then the people that have said that they're going or they're interested, then those are the ones that go into my group. And I interact with them in the group, not on the event page or on my timeline.
Gotcha. I gotcha. Thanks.
I will say for the event, it defaults to private. So make sure you change it to public so that like friends of friends will see it as well. And like other people can join even if you don't invite them.
Mm-hmm.
And then also, well, I actually do it a little bit different, my free groups. I have one long free group. It's a lifetime free group. And so to get people into there, I just post about it on my public page and say, and I also do mini challenges randomly. And it's usually the first week of the month. So I'll say, everyone, we're starting a free squat challenge on Monday. If you're interested in joining, click this link. So you can promote it that way. And even say you're doing a squat challenge on day one, you can definitely post about the squat challenge on your personal page, and maybe that will get more interaction. But interaction with the actual challenge and people doing it with you, like Heather said, in a group format when there's significantly less people, like however many people there are in your group, they're more apt to participate, to comment, and then you're building trust and a relationship through that. So then you can invite them to a challenge group.
And so a challenge group is basically, that's filled with people who purchased a challenge pack?
Yes. So I use my free groups as kind of like a feeder to my challenge group, like my paid challenge group. So I host my free group the first week of every month. And then on the third week of every month is when I have my paid challenge group, the ones that buy the challenge packs for Shakeology. Those are the ones that I let into the group. And so once we finish the free challenge, I send a message out to everyone that was in it. And I'm like, hey, I'm like, hey, I hope everything's going well. Just wanted to catch up with you and see what you thought about the free group. And normally that will get them talking. And then once we talk a little bit about the group, then I go ahead and I'm like, well, if you're interested, I host longer groups that are similar to that. They go for 21 days, and we all work out, drink Shakeology, eat clean. Does that sound like something that you would be into? Kind of just like explaining in a short little blurb what a paid challenge group is. And if they say, sure, I would love more info on it, then I go ahead and I'm like, awesome. Would you like to tell me a little bit about some of your health or fitness goals? And then we get the ball rolling on that. If they're like, I really don't have time to commit to that, then I'm like, no problem. I host them every month. So if you want to join us at any time, just go ahead and feel free to contact me. That way they don't feel super pressured.
Gotcha.
Alan says, how long are the free groups run for a day, week, or month?
So I know each coach is different. So my free groups, I do them for a week. It's just like pretty much a mini challenge group. So I'll give them like a meal plan, a grocery list, and then like a little challenge every day, whether it's like the squat challenge, a clean eating challenge, a running challenge. I know a couple of people have done like a crock pot challenge. Mm-hmm. So I give them like a thing every day that they need to post with, so it keeps them engaged. So yeah, I do a week.
And I actually don't recommend any longer than a week, maybe 10 days. And the reason is because like Heather's groups and my groups are only 21 days, like our paid fitness accountability groups or challenge groups, they're only 21 days. So if you're doing a 21-day free group, it's almost like, what's the incentive to buy something for it if it's free? So sometimes I do like 3 days or 5 days. My typical one is probably 5 days, but 7 days should be the longest.
Yeah, mine go from Monday through Friday. So that's a week. I'm work week. And the reason is, like Sam is saying, like, your time is worth something. So if you're going to be putting 21 days into helping people reach their health and fitness goals, they should also be putting something into it, if that makes sense.
Yep, that's a good point. Great questions, guys. And also, I will say, free groups are really great for those of you that are if you guys have ever done the GEM test, there's Ruby, Emerald, Sapphire, and Pearl. And basically each one is a different like category for you. So I am an Emerald. I'm very statistical, data oriented, like numbers, give me Excel, and I'm great. And I'm also Ruby, which is like recognition, like motivated by competition. Sapphires are the fun people that are in it for all of the fun. They just want to have a great time. If coaching isn't fun, they're not going to coach. And then pearls are those that really just want to help people. They love the feeling of when they help people. So if you are a pearl, or if you have coaches that are a pearl, free groups are amazing to do, because you get to help people right away and it's free. So you get that fulfillment of you're already helping people. People actually get helped by you, and then it's an easier way to ease into a challenge group or an accountability group. So free groups are really good. Not all coaches do them, but I think it's definitely a way to hit the ground running in the business, as long as you realize you're not going to make money from a free group, obviously, but the time you spend in that, you're building relationships, you're adding to your network, and you're building that trust. And so the time spent hosting a free group for 5 days even is worth it, especially if you're a pearl and you want that, like, I want to help people right away. Free groups are really good. All right, there's no questions in the group. Any other questions for you guys that are on the call?
I actually just had a question for you, Heather. Well, I have a two-part question, actually.
Okay.
The first part is, how do you find time to do professional development? And then the other part is, do you auto post when you work late? Because I also work a few jobs and I work late at night also. So how do you get in the posting when you're working late?
Okay, so for personal development, I would either bring a book with me, and on like downtime I would go ahead and read it, and that was really good, like when I worked in clinics, because it could be a little while between patients, or if I had, like, I would always have my iPad in the car with me, and I subscribe to the Shailene Johnson show and her other podcast, Build Your Tribe. And so on my drives, which sometimes could be up to a half hour or more, I would go ahead and I would just press play on that personal development, and I would listen to what my girl Shailene had to say, because I love her. So drive time, I mean, you could use that to your advantage all of the time. I mean, even if you like ride the bus or the subway or you're carpooling, just put in those headphones and listen to personal development. And Beachbody says listen to 10 minutes of personal development a day. I was getting in like over an hour, so I was overdoing it. And then for posting, I have to get better. I've been like waiting to pull the trigger on using Hootsuite for so long, and I know that I need to. So no, like I didn't schedule posts. If anything, on my like page, I would schedule posts because it gives you the option to do that. And so I use that even now. Like if I'm gonna be doing like a late night post or an early morning post, because I go to bed at like 9:30 because I'm old. So if I'm gonna be doing a late night post, I go ahead and schedule it. If I'm doing an early morning post, then I go ahead and schedule that too. But the ones that I post during the day, I normally just went ahead and posted that on my own. I didn't schedule it, but I need to. And that's another tip: schedule your posts.
There's a lot of good apps. There's one app called, I don't know, I think it's an app. It's called Buffer. I haven't looked into it, but one thing that I don't like about Hootsuite is that it shows you that it's posted from Hootsuite. So people can kind of see that you're not live doing it. Mm-hmm. And so Buffer is cool because I don't think it says like posted from buffer. And you can do on Instagram as well. There's a fee. I don't know what the fee is because I haven't looked into it, but that seems like a quality one if you guys are looking to like on all social media to post from one app.
And I know that my coaches have had really good luck with using Hootsuite. Like one of my coaches, Lauren, she works at night a lot. And so she was having a lot of problems making sure that her posts were getting done. And so I recommended Hootsuite to her, and she's phenomenal with posting now.
Nice. It is a really great solution. I had a coach that went on vacation for, it was like a week or 14 days or something. And she only had access when she was away for like an hour when they went to like the main lodge area. And so she took like all of the beach photos when she was there from the previous day and scheduled them to post. So it looked like it was what she was doing now is really from the day before. And she just scheduled them throughout the day. So make it work for you. Like Heather said, set limits and know when to work. So you don't want to be glued to your phone. So especially if you're busy, utilize these tools. Have that focused power hour, and in there, use time to create those posts. And you can also schedule challenge group posts, schedule your posts, schedule posts in your free group. You could do that as well. So yeah, be efficient with your time. Don't do busy work, know what you need to do and get it done.
Mm-hmm.
Good questions. And also for personal development, since I no longer have a commute or anything, and I hate reading, I listen to it when I'm in the shower or like doing like laundry or something. So, and I just put in headphones, or I just put it in like a glass jar to like make it louder when I'm in the bathroom.
Yep, done that too.
All right. Any questions? Oh, Jackie.
Somebody had said that on one of our things, like I listened to it in the shower. I think it was in one of the academies that we were in. And I was like, oh my goodness, that's such a good idea. Like just what you said about the car ride. I never thought about that. But yes, I spend like a half hour in the car a day. So that is a good place for me to get it in and just put it on play that I can listen to it while I am there. I've been trying to do it when I'm running, but no offense, it's kind of boring when you're running and you're just listening to one person. So it doesn't get you that motivated to like try your best when you're, hearing these things. So I think the car ride is a better option for me. So thank you for that.
Yeah, no problem.
I've also tried it while running, and you definitely need an animated person that's reading a story. Because I did one and I thought I was going to fall asleep while running. Like it was so boring. And then one that I did listen to is Go for No, just because that's more of like a story almost, the way that it's written. And it has like a really animated guy reading it. But yeah, you have to find the right book for sure if you're trying to run and like get inspired by it. All right, last call. Any questions? No? All right. Well, thank you so much, Heather, for gathering all of your tips. You really have done an amazing job. And I know that on your goal sheet, there's a lot more goals on there. So I'll keep checking those off. And thank you, everyone else, for joining tonight's call. Have a good night.
Everyone.
Bye.